Um, Okay, BOOZHOO, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, and over here, my partner in crime, get out of here, the lovely and the talented Natasha. Ekadon BOOZHOO ini Mushane. Say hello, my sweetheart. Hello, my sweetheart. Nah. Yeah. So, hoka hey and BOOZHOO. And welcome back to another live stream show. We're starting kind of late. I guess we're on Indian time this morning. Yeah, huh? I don't know. I sure hope Jim isn't mad. Jim done? Yeah, you know what a stickler he is. He hates that Indian time. I remember hearing Jim go, "Oh, that's not even our way. That's not even cultural," he said. "That's just an excuse for people who are lazy." That old Jim, he's got a lot of opinions. I know he does. Oh, geez. Hi, Jim. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. For crying out loud. Darn cat. BOOZHOO, Jim. Welcome back. We were just getting the show started and I was talking about starting late. And I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Frankly, I wanted to start the show at 6. But the BOOZHOO crew was like, "No, can we start later? I got to get my beauty sleep. It's only 4 in the morning where I am, you know." So here we are. 8:20ish, 26ish. But hey, so it's a beautiful Tuesday. It's the second day. Nijo Gija good. And I didn't spell it today. Nijo Gija good. It is the second day. And what can we say about Tuesdays? David Bowie wrote a song called "Love You Till Tuesday." Love, 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 love you till Tuesday. There was a band in the 80s called Till Tuesday. Hush, hush, keep it down now. Voices carry. Yeah, I love that song. Hush, hush, keep it down now. Voices carry. Yeah, that band was called Till Tuesday. And they had a career until that following Tuesday. That's why they called that. They had one hit, and that was it. No more hits, they said. I think. No, I think they had a second hit. Did they really? Yeah, but I don't remember it. Yeah. Hush, hush, keep it down now. Voices carry. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, Jessica's here. Mino Giga Jabe, Jessica. How you doing, sweetheart? Jessica's here. BOOZHOO, we need Mushane. Natasha says hello. And Missy's here. BOOZHOO, Missy. Missy's here, sweetie. BOOZHOO, cuz. She's saying hello to the crew. And Jim said something, but then redacted his message. You think Jim was swearing at us?
Probably. If he redacted it, he probably said the F word.
Oh, jeez. Hello, children. Sesame Street today is brought to you by the letter F. F for the word that Jim is constantly using, but we don't use on this show. Huh, sweetie?
You got that right.
No, I want to use it. Jessica says, you started the show at the perfect time for me today. Oh, really? This is actually a better time for Jessica.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, Jessica takes those long, hot showers, when she gets ready in the morning. And then she has to spend another, 40 minutes putting on her face. She calls it, I have to put on my face. And then she just starts to cake the makeup on.
She does not. I've seen her picture. She's all natural.
Oh, really? Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was thinking of the televangelist lady from the 80s. Tammy Faye Baker. Boy, I'm really becoming my grandma. I can rattle off these references from the 80s. Remember their names. Remember, funny little things about them. But I can't remember anything from, current events. Why do I remember Tammy Faye Baker's name, but I can't remember the name of the vice president? What's her name? Kamala Harris? Is her last name Harris?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You would think that would be something we would know right away. But Jim Baker's wife, who left him when they went to jail, I think. I'd remember that, but I don't remember current events. I don't know, man. Jessica says, I have to get a tire repaired, and I just got here, so I'll be waiting for a little while. Oh, okay. We got to entertain Jessica while she waits for her tire to repair. Do you know any good tire repairing jokes?
Let me see. Something about a spare tire. Why is it when a woman has that extra little jelly belly and she wears pants that are too tight?
Yeah?
They call that a muffin top.
Yeah, the muffin top.
But when it's on a guy, it's a spare tire.
Yeah, why is that? That's not fair. How come men have spare tires around their middles, but women have muffin tops? Because women are sweet, I guess. And men tread. I don't know. That's sexist. It's not easy to be a man sometimes.
I know, huh?
Everything's, girl power. Oh, sisters of the traveling pants. Well, it must be nice. But men, we got it tough too. Growing up and your heroes all become transgendered. Now Bruce Jenner wants to be a governor.
Yeah. You mean Caitlyn?
Oh, yeah. Now Caitlyn wants to be a governor. And it's really screwing up everything. Because it's governor of California, which is already just a crazy liberal nightmare. But, so all the, what's the nice word? So the sodomites are running the show there. And here comes the Republicans who say, oh, really? Well, take a look at our candidate. We got Caitlyn Jenner. What are you going to say? Remember when the Republicans used to be like the conservative party? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, we're the old-fashioned family values. Mom, dad, 2.3 kids. Work, go to church, pay your taxes, own a gun. That's what the Republicans used to be. Now they wheel out this Caitlyn Jenner. And I think Caitlyn killed somebody.
Did she?
You don't have to call him she.
Don't I?
Well, I guess you can. Yeah, they never talk about it, but I think he ran somebody over. Did Caitlyn Jenner kill somebody? Anybody out there? Jessica usually knows these things. Speaking of tires, didn't Caitlyn Jenner kill somebody with a tire by driving his car over somebody? I just remember that. I just remember that. What's that show called? Not Family Guy.
South Park.
South Park episode. Every time Caitlyn Jenner's on there, he's like, "Buckle up, buckaroos," and he drives just into people. I think Caitlyn Jenner is responsible for ending a life. I mean, are they going to bring that up in the debates? What are the debates going to be like? Caitlyn, we have a question for you. If you're elected governor, there's only one question the Americans want to know. Did you cut your wiener off? Do you regret that? Are you serious? So, but whatever. I think Caitlyn's exactly what California deserves. Kim Kardashian's stepdad. When I learned this, did you know that Kim Kardashian's sister, the new one, Kylie or whoever, is one of the richest women in America? You're like, how in the world did this... does anybody even watch that show? And so what if they did? She's not an actress. It's a reality show. And she somehow made more money. She's up there with like Oprah Winfrey and stuff as one of the wealthiest women in America. Just like a billionaire or something. And you go, okay, I don't understand how economics work. Did she earn the money? But that whole family, it's like a mob family or something. You got Caitlyn Jenner, the dad, mom, and then the short-haired wife lady. I think she was somehow associated with O.J. Simpson. I think she was married to one of the lawyers or something, and then married Bruce. And you get your Kim Kardashian, one of the most famous horrible women in the world. And then did she get divorced to Kanye?
Yep, I think they're divorced. I think she got a new boyfriend.
Wow. Well, there you go. I guess there is hope for everybody. Kim Kardashian was able to find love again. But then you had Kanye, who ran for president. He's in that family. And then the richest woman in the world, Kylie Jenner, for some reason, whatever she sells. And, apparently they have a reality show that is more popular than President Trump's reality show. So, they're qualified. They had a reality show. Should be nothing stopping Caitlyn Jenner. So, good luck, Caitlyn. Have fun trying to sort out the state that is California. Ugh. I'm still for building a wall, but I want to build it on this side of California.
Yeah, no kidding. Mexico can have California.
Yeah. It's all yours, Hollywood. Oh, that's the other thing. Wasn't the Oscars great, you guys? Wow. What an exciting night. Oscar night has come and gone. And the brightest stars came out to shine. Wasn't that awesome, sweetie?
The Oscars were on?
Yeah, like 2 nights ago.
I didn't even know.
I know. Most people weren't even aware of it. I love it. And you don't know anybody who was on there. I think the lady from Fargo, that cool movie from the 90s, 25 years ago, who played the female cop in the movie Fargo. Well, she's still alive.
Yeah.
And she made a fool out of herself. And I think that's the only thing. And I think people are mad because Black Panther didn't win another Oscar or something.
Oh, Chadwick Boswell or whatever?
Yeah, whoever. Never saw the movie. Sorry. Couldn't care less about the Black Panther. Ooh. Look at us. Some superhero. Couldn't even stay alive for a year after his movie. Anyway. Where's that Wakanda technology now? You can't even cure colon cancer. Too soon? Jessica said, I haven't heard about that actually. Missy Chan, yeah, she killed Bruce. Yeah, Missy says Caitlyn killed Bruce Jenner. That's right. She killed the hero of all the boys from the 70s. Yeah. Jessica says, you're right. It seems back in the day, Bruce hit another car and killed a 70-year-old woman. Oh, it was Bruce Jenner who killed a 70-year-old woman. Somebody's grandma. Yeah. Nice going, Bruce. Just because I didn't know either of that. Couldn't care less. Yeah. You know, the greatest thing about... I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like that little banner. I think people know what show this is. Maybe I should just make it really little. I'll just get rid of it. What am I trying to advertise here? Yeah, you know, we want the show to grow. Do we even want the show to grow? Yeah, we need more viewers. Why? Because then we'll make more money. Yeah, I suppose. Hello, new viewers. Welcome to the show. The serious show about Ojibwe language and culture. Oh, wow, that old Brian, what's his name, got bent out of shape on our BOOZHOO crew page, huh? Oh, on the Facebook page? Yeah. Did you guys see that? We've been talking for new people. We've been talking about the Trinity. And I'm just throwing some questions up, you know. Was Jesus literally God, the creator? You know, they always say, oh, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. And I was just asking some questions like, you know, I always heard that yeah, they're three in one, but maybe that's not necessary. And is there anything in the Bible that says, yep, God is three gods in one? That just sounds sort of like a pagan god or something, you know. And what did Jesus actually say? He said, he referred to himself as the Son of Man. He said, my Father has sent me with the good news. You know, he prayed to his Father in heaven, and he asked his Father to forgive us when he was on the cross because we knew not what they did. It seems like there's a lot of evidence to suggest that Jesus was from heaven, was God's Son, and maybe it was just the Catholics who decided to kind of confuse the issue with, he was God and a ghost and flesh. What? And all along, you're just kind of going, okay, does it even matter? What did he actually say? He said, quit your sinning. You know, that's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. Okay, easy, Catholics. What were some of the things that Jesus actually said? Call no other man Father, but your Father in heaven. You know, okay, you guys are doing that. He also said, be fruitful and multiply. How's that going, Catholics, priests? Oh, you don't get married or have kids? Yeah, okay. What else did Jesus say? Follow the commandments. Have no graven images. What do? They carve up an image of him. Not speaking to the crowds, not teaching the children, not walking on water, not even ascending into heaven. There's a lot of cool moments in Jesus' life that Catholics could choose to immortalize. What do they choose? Poor old Jesus hanging on a cross. Oh, look, forgive them, Father. Because you know God was mad. It's like, you know, I sent him down there to tell them to shape up. And this is what they, you know. It says don't do that. Let's put it right up front so people have to look at it. Anything else, We're not supposed to sin, you guys. And everybody's trying to... I think the spell is it makes us all fight with each other about, oh no, we're Catholics. We don't blah, blah, blah. That's real blood you're drinking. Oh, is it? It's like, idiots. Don't even worry about the blood. What was he talking about? Remember his way of living. Be like him. Try to act as godly as you can. Oh, how do I do that? Well, it starts by quit your sleeping around and getting drunk and fighting and being materialistic and sinning all over the place. You know what a sin is, you guys? Who are you mad at? Nobody. It's just kind of funny when I talk like this. Oh, but then I forget his name. So Michael hangs a meme up, and it's Jesus praying there, and he's like, "Hello, Father, it's me, you." And this Brian guy, he writes in, "Oh, that's a false God. We Indians, we have a different God." It's like, would you calm down? What's the matter with you? Why are you so angry at Jesus? What did Jesus do to you, Brian? Brian's still mad at the missionaries from the 1600s. Anyway. Grieving Turtle would probably like to see the stuff I was reading. She loves Hebrew. Grieving Turtle knows a lot of the Bible. She's a really interesting person. Jessica says, I found some interesting info on that last night, actually. I decided to go back to the original Aramaic. Turns out ancient Hebrew texts have always supported a 3-in-1 God, even before Jesus came. I know, but we're kind of grasping at straws here. Was the literal man, number one, I used to think there was still a debate whether or not a human being named Jesus lived at that time in that region. And then it turns out it's like, yeah, he is the most confirmed person to have existed ever on earth. For sure, Jesus of Nazareth existed. That was documented. And, the whole the New Testament is all people writing down what he did and when he lived. And, and witnesses and everything. There were 12 witnesses to what went down. So he really definitely existed. And there's reports that he created miracles. But when the Bible says that it supports that he was indeed the Creator and the Holy Spirit, we still don't have a good definition of what a Holy Spirit is. We know what the Creator is, the one who created. But does that mean... Then we're getting into weird science fiction stuff. Well, you see, the Creator of himself is not a physical body. He is energy. And so he had to come to earth through the birth of a virgin. That's where I start to think maybe it's there's some shenanigans afoot. When they always say, oh, Mary was a virgin. Because you know how gross it would be if he was like a second-born kid or something. And again, why are we concerned with Mary's status? I don't know, it just seems weird. Just because Brian doesn't understand the sovereignty of the Creator. People who don't honor the Creator aren't entitled to the riches of his creation. Oh, wow. Yeah, no kidding. The Creator can express wrath, but also love and mercy. Yeah. There's some, you kind of go through stages, and I don't know, maybe Brian's young. I hope he's young and not just naive. But there's a lot of Indian people when they're kind of searching their culture. They think Indians have a different creator than Christians. It's the same guy, by the way. You know, what we call the Great Spirit is the exact same person that the Old Testament calls Yeshua. Not Yeshua, but Yahweh or God or whatever. You know, it's kind of childish. No, like you ever have Indian people talk about the happy hunting grounds? And there's like weird, some people believe there's rules about make sure you never tell anybody your Indian name. I said, what? Then why would you even have a name? You know, trying to get a little light here. But I heard once this guy goes, yeah, you have to get an Indian name because when you die, you go up there, and if you don't have a name, they won't know where you'll go, if you go to Indian heaven or if you go to the white man heaven. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. So there's reservations even in heaven? Yeah. Oh, what are you now? Oh, you have an Indian name? Yeah, right this way. You're going to the that part of heaven with the less good land. Yeah, it's sort of the poor part of heaven. A lot of dysfunction, and dogs roam free and that. But oh, you're a Christian? Yeah, right this way. No, you won't have to eat with the Indians. They're in a different heaven. Then the mixed bloods get up there and they're like, oh, geez. Half my family is over here, half my family is over here. And the other half is in hell. I don't know. Missy says, God is like Zeus, just watching us and shaking his head. Zeus. Hikes. That's my impression of Zeus. Yeah, man. But I don't know. Again, this is one of those things where it's easy for me to kind of scold people for being childish, because not like I haven't been there exactly myself. I spent most of my life angry at Christianity, mad at God, trying to deny the existence of Jesus. So now I'm all like on my soapbox. What, you idiots? Why don't you just see the truth? It's one creator. The Bible's true. And yeah, Indians are involved. You know? You're so quick to go, that's not our religion. It's like, shut up. But, so I say that now, but when I was younger, I was just like him. Jesus is the native NANABOOZHOO. I'm the native NANABOOZHOO. I'm the Indian Jesus. Go and sin no more, Missy. I mean it. Quit your swearing. You should hear Missy swear. You know, it's F this, F that. She's like a trucker. She's like a pirate. She swears like a sailor. And she chews tobacco. I didn't want to tell this to the BOOZHOO crew because, you know, it's embarrassing for the whole family. But Missy chews tobacco. She swears. She's got a peg leg and one eye. Wears a patch and a hook. What's up with pirates? How come pirates are missing so many parts?
I don't know. I just realized that. You're right. The classic pirate has like a peg leg, a hook hand, and an eye patch.
Yeah. How do you even survive some sort of injury that took your eye, your hand, and your leg? I suppose from fighting sharks and stuff, huh?
Yeah, I bet. And sword fights.
Huh. So yeah, Missy's kind of the wayward child in our family because of her pirating ways and her coarse language. She loves the F word. And what's the F word, you ask? Fun. Nah. Okay. Hey, la la la. Jessica says, Zeus, Deus, Dios. That's still what many call God. And God came from Got, which also refers to another God. I guess God is also called Gob in the Middle East or somewhere. Or maybe it's Job. They have like different funny names for God. That's why I just call him Gichimanadu. Because then you get, you know, nobody wants to correct you. He's a great, well, some call him the Great Mystery. But I think that's the spell too. You know, you cannot know the ways of God. It's like, okay, says you. But the Great Spirit, you know, he's not flesh. He's a spirit. What's a spirit? You mean a ghost? No. I don't know. Doesn't matter. He created everything, know that. And there was a guy named Jesus who claimed to be his son, who could walk on water, turn water into wine, fill the nets with fish, cure the sick, the blind, the lepers, the cripples, I'm sorry, the differently ables, and got on a mountain and said, hey, you know what, you guys? Everything's going to be fine if you just quit with this, all this, what you're doing. And I'll quit your sinning. I know nobody wants to admit, because you say, hey, it's not a sin to have sex outside of marriage. My mom did it. It's like, yeah, sorry. But your mom was you know. Oh, it's okay to drink. Jesus drank. It's like, no. Yeah, but it's not okay to sit at the bar after work for 4 hours every night, getting hammered, telling lies, and, you know, carrying on with your buddies. You know, people act like they don't even know what a sin is, because everything's fine now. You know, you take pride. You have a parade. Hey, this is awesome, man. You know, when is the one night stand champ 80s band pride parade gonna be? What do you mean? Well, you know how like gay pride is just taking pride in the sin of being gay, and people go, hey man, it's not a sin, you should be proud, God loves the gays. It's like, yes, God loves the gays, just like he loves the alcoholics, and he loves the guys in bands in the 80s with long hair and ripped jeans who could sleep around, Michael, with girls from bars. That's just like being gay. It's not, you know, whatever. Yeah, you know, Michael, you can say you were born that way, but it's still a sin. Why are you dragging me into this? I don't know. It's funny. You know, so you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to wait till after you get married, make kids, make babies. That's just a standard. Don't do that. Don't lie. Quit lying around. Oh, you know, this mask is going to keep us safe. That's a sin. Quit lying. Oh, we'll slow the curve. Lie. But so where was I going with this? I'm talking about Jesus and God. And Jesus was real, and he had a message that it's going to be fine. You don't need... Oh, and then finally the whole church thing. You know. No one gets into heaven but by me. And so the church comes in and says, yeah, hey, look, I'm holding the staff of him right this way. We represent Jesus. And he goes, no, that's not what he said. In fact, he was pretty mad at the Roman church during his day. He didn't like them. And, you know, I think Jesus was talking about, he's just reminding people, yeah, you know, you can have a transformation. You can turn away from evil. You can, you know, be like Mary. Because that's the other, I was thinking about this too. Anytime somebody brings up Mary, they always say, oh, Jesus, his best friend was a prostitute. You know, he hung out with this prostitute. It's like, she wasn't a prostitute when she was hanging out with Jesus anymore, you guys. How do you think she was like hanging out with the disciples and then turning tricks on the weekends? I mean, she was transformed when she met Jesus. Instantly, she was born again or whatever. That's when she started being called Mary. She was called something else before that. And, you know, people when they're around Jesus were transformed. You know, they dropped everything and followed him. And he was saying that to everybody. It's like, yeah, hey. He wasn't telling you, oh, and you should definitely pay attention to this man here. He's wearing red shoes, a big old hat, kind of looks like a fish, sort of. Robe. He's got a big staff. He's probably a pedophile. He will be the boss of the Vatican. You can trust him. He's he's like my favorite. But here you go. Missy Charney says the Ojibwe stories are very similar to biblical stories. Yeah, especially that old flood story. You know, the fact that they call North America Turtle Island, I think is interesting because it does look like a turtle from way up high, surrounded by water. You know, yeah. They talk about a giant tree. That's where that tree comes from. You know the Big Dipper? We have a story of the 7 sisters. Back in the days of the grandfathers. No, it was 7 brothers. Something like that. And 1 sister. Young girl prayed for brothers. And she made 7 shirts for the 7 brothers she wanted to have. I'm going to butcher this story. I have no idea. One day, a buffalo came. Big old buffalo. And was going to run over everybody. No, a boy shows up. I don't know. Buffalo is going to kill her. 7 brothers show up. She gives them these shirts. And then they're all getting along real well. And it's this girl and her 7 brothers, or 6 brothers or something. And big old buffalo comes. And he falls in love with the girl. And he's like, hey, come out here, Buffalo Woman. That's right. Her name was Buffalo Woman. But she was a human being. And a buffalo is a buffalo. And so the brother comes out and he goes, no, go get out of here, buffalo. You know. Bushkote Bajike. Medicine cow. This isn't right. This is our sister now. She made us these cool shirts. You want to get to her, you're going to have to go through us. And look, I got a bow and arrow. So you best show some respect. Well, that old buffalo, he gets just mad. And he starts chasing after him. And he tears through their teepee. Well, just then, the boy grabs his bow and arrow. And he aims at the buffalo. But he doesn't shoot towards the buffalo. Instead, he what's he doing? He shoots this magic arrow at a tree. And the tree grows all the way up to the dome. And he says, quickly, brothers, sister, grab onto a branch. And just as that old buffalo was about to trample them, they jumped on the tree that kept growing. It was kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk. And it carried them up and up and up and up and up and up, all the way up to the top. And they climbed out, and they were above the clouds. And they're walking around. And they were like, this is their new home. And that's what became the Big Dipper. Those stars, when you look up there, those boys and that girl who escaped the creepy crossbreeding wanting to buffalo who wanted to marry a buffalo calf girl or whatever her name was, who was a human being who would not, she wasn't into that. The true God's name is too holy to be uttered. So we generally use the word that means God in different languages. Oh, yeah. It's too holy to be uttered, sweetie.
God is too holy to be uttered?
Yep. You know what's interesting?
What's that?
Just that term uttered. Because, we say holy cow. And what do cows have?
Udders?
Yeah. Huh? It makes you think. Jessica says, there's a difference between having wine at a wedding and getting wasted every single night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jesus was a human being. He went to parties and he ate and he drank what people drank. And he lived as a human being. He went to the bathroom, had to go to sleep. I believe that he was from heaven. I think, he did have. But, he even said, like, after you do something we consider a miracle, he'd be like, hey, you will do this and more in the future. And nobody's ever understood that. What do you mean? I'm going to walk on water? I don't know. I think it's possible that maybe Jesus he was just a fully perfect human being. And if we were perfect, we'd have healing abilities too. And walking on water abilities. And rising from the dead after 3 days abilities or something. I think that's just how fallen we are. We're in the image of God. But we're like, just, kind of a crappy version. People assume that if God isn't pleased with what they're doing, then he doesn't love them. It's not that he doesn't love them. It's that in his infinite wisdom, he wants better for them. Yeah, I think he totally gets it. I like to assume. Well, let's ask him. Get you Manadu. Yeah, what you want? How do you feel about people who sin? Oh, the sinners? Yeah. Oh, I love my sinners. How can you say that? Well, I hate their sin. Oh, you love the sinner, you hate the sin. That's right. It makes me very angry. The kind of behavior people do. I hate the behavior. But I love me sinners. Yeah, okay. I used to have a hard time understanding that. Yeah, you gotta cut them a break, son. People are weak. People are fallible. I try to give them as many chances as I can. But you'll be surprised. Sometimes people come around. They're pretty good when you give them a chance. Yeah, you're right. I should be more positive like you. Oh yeah, it's not always gonna rain. It's always darkest before the dawn. You think things are kind of crappy now, but chill up, son. Things are gonna be great. Okay. You hear that? Everything's gonna be fine. All right, I gotta go. You gotta go? I thought you were always with us. Well, yeah, I'm always with you, but I gotta take a phone call here. Okay, thanks, Gitchi Manadu. Ladies and gentlemen, Gitchi Manadu. All right. Jesse says, the Pope says you can just be a good person now. You don't even need to believe in the religion anymore. The current Pope is such a joke. Yeah, nice going, Pope. How does anybody take him seriously? He doesn't even believe in God. I think he's probably pro-gay too. I mean, of course he is gay. We hope. We hope the Pope is just gay. I'm begging that he's just gay. But I assume he's much worse. But yeah, he doesn't believe in, or who knows. But when I look at him, just from an outsider's eyes, having no, I didn't grow up in Catholicism or anything. I'm not a recovering Catholic. I'm just a dork from the outside looking in. It just looks like, Dungeons and Dragons. He looks like a wizard with his magic staff and his stupid rituals and all that secret nonsense. And, every picture I see of that guy, he looks like a full-blown, at best, deviant. At worst, he looks like just a full-blown satanic priest. I don't see the difference anymore between Catholicism and Satanism. Who do they really worship? I don't know. So that's going to get me in trouble with some Catholics, probably. Jessica says, holy cow. Yeah, utter. You can't even utter his name. Why? Because holy cow. Utter. See, it connects. The conspiracy is coming to light. Be perfect as he is perfect. Yeah, they wouldn't even ask us to be like Jesus if it wasn't possible. And so I think the Catholics would probably say, well, that's because he wasn't perfect. What the Bible didn't say was that he actually married that prostitute. It's like, shut up. No, he didn't. Or who knows, but you don't know. It's a lesson that people can reform. Yeah. The snake existed in the flood story also. Oh, really? Missy? Yes, the snake under a tree or under the earth exists in many stories around the world as the flood story. Yeah. You know? Well, there was a cardinal from our area in New Jersey who molested a lot of kids over time. What? No. Honey, did you hear that? What's that? A Catholic priest, a cardinal even, molested children. You're kidding, but he's a man of God. I know. It's become like a cliche. Of course he did. It would make news if we found one who didn't. A lot of kids over time, and he went and visited the Pope in the past. You think the Pope didn't know? Of course he knew. Yeah. Are we supposed to give a pass to the people who cover for pedophiles? You know? I think that's almost worse. Pedophile has problems as a disease, a sickness. Pedophile was probably molested as a child. But somebody who's not a child molester, who covers for the crimes of a child molester, I think that's worse. Why are we talking about this? Well, because you bring it up. Yeah, I guess. Okay. All right, we're running out of time. I haven't gotten to an OJIBWE cartoon yet. So, today's a gibberish cartoon is, of course, OJIBWE by Michael Lyons. Michael Lyons is a cartoonist and a rock star. He most popularly known for his comic book autobiography, Rockstar Cartoonist. But he wrote this cartoon here. And what we see is a little butterfly. Well, here. We have a butterfly and an eagle. Nope. And a butterfly says, Anin, Eji Bamadaziyan. How are you? Migazi, how are you, eagle? Anin, Eji Bamadaziyan. One-eyed symbolism. How are you? And then the eagle, Migazi, he says, Namino eya, mamengwa. Namino eya. I am well. How are you? Anin, Eji Bamadaziyan. How are you? So there's some practical OJIBWE right there. Anin. How? Eji Bamadaziyan. Eji is like R. And Bamadaziyan is like your life. How are you? Or how's your life, I guess. He says, Namino ea. I, ni, mino is good. And ea, it's like your body. I, good body. Or a better way of saying that is, I am well. I good am. I good am. I think OJIBWE, when you translate it directly to English, it sounds kind of like the way Yoda speaks. Namino eya, I am well. Mamengwa. Isn't that cute? Little Mamengwa there. Asking the eagle. Not a lot of people know this, but eagles and butterflies are actually good friends in the wild. The eagle is sort of the religious figurehead, like the Pope is for the Catholics. Migazi is sort of our image of, not God, but kind of. He's a sort of a good figurehead, a symbol. Yeah, that's what he is. He's a symbol for the Anishinaabe spiritual life way. But Mamengwa is the unsung hero. Mamengwa is much smarter than Migazi. Migazi is like the good-looking celebrity, face of the organization. But if you want to know real deep spiritual insights, you go to Mamengwa. Because Mamengwa represents that, oh, here's how it comes together. So Mamengwa represents transformation. And in Christianity, they call that something. In my grandma's church, they would have called that being born again. You know? But, you know, when you turn away from evil, when you follow Jesus, it's like there's a transformation that takes place. When your eyes are open to sin of this world, you know, and that's why there's so many awesome alcoholics. These people who are just at the bottom, and then had a moment of clarity. That's what they call it in Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh, I had a moment of clarity. It's like, oh, that's lucky. When? Oh, I was in jail, nursing a hangover. But they can have a transformation, and you suddenly start behaving a different way. And you live a different way, and life gets better. And Jesus was here to say, yeah, by the way, that's real. Do that. And even death won't be your end. You know? I can't describe it here, but, you know, be like me. Be nice to everybody. Don't sin. Be as godly as possible. Say your prayers. Put out your tobacco. And then even when you die, you're going to go up to a kingdom. His father's kingdom is the way he put it. And that's where your grandma is right now. You know, I don't know if she can see us. I suspect she can. But you got a lot of ancestors sitting in heaven. They're not, I don't believe they're divided by Indians and non-Indians. Little individual reservations. It's like, what are you doing here in the Fond du Lac part of heaven? You're a Leech Laker. Get out of here. Where's your reservation card to get into this part of heaven? This is the happy hunting grounds. What you want are the pearly gates. It's over that way. You know. Oh, Catholic priests? Yeah, you guys are downstairs. Careful, the doorknob's hot. But, yeah. So I'm starting to suspect a lot of religious teachings are just to kind of, even in Christianity and in churches and stuff, the story of Jesus, what they focus on and what they don't focus on, I think is, you know, I smell a conspiracy. Some trickeries afoot. So like everyone's saying, the most important thing, don't even worry about reading the Bible. Just remember Jesus died for your sins. And no one gets to heaven unless you believe this. Well, how do you prove you believe something? But okay. And you must be baptized. What if I was baptized just when I was a baby and didn't even know what was going on? And it wasn't even a full baptism, just a drop of water. Yeah, that's fine. But that must take place. Nobody gets in without that. Really? Yep. And then so people get all, you know, they write books trying to define and the mystery of, was Jesus God and man and spirit all at once? Yeah, you know. Well, who isn't? You know? Yeah, we all are. I'm a person, I'm a man, and I have a soul, and God created me. You know. Wouldn't we have to be exactly like Jesus, or it'd be pretty unfair for him to ask us to be like him. Hey, be like me, having superpowers to rise from the dead. Well, that's unfair. You're kind of, But no, he's like, don't worry about that. You know, I mean, even my own church, they focus my whole life on death and resurrection. And, you know, that stupid, what do they call that when you drink the wine? You know what I'm talking about? Communion. Yeah, communion. You know, people get, you know, they get lost in, what are the rules of communion? You know, if you go to a Catholic church and you're not a Catholic, you shouldn't take communion, I think. And then, you know, Catholics believe it turns into blood. It's like, what? Why is that necessary? But even if it's not, Baptists, they're all like, oh yeah, let's remember this special day when they killed a totally nice, perfect person, the Son of God. You know, nobody can really understand. No one's ever been able to explain, even though they try every week for my whole life to explain. Well, you know, it's the blood of the Lamb. Jesus died so God could forgive you. It's simple, right? It's like, no, that makes no sense to us. We don't have a standard like that. It's like, oh. You know, Jessica Gonzalez called you fat. What? Yep. She said, oh, that Natasha's fat.
Well, I could forgive her, but only if somebody, I'm going to send my son so she can kill him and then I can forgive her.
Yeah, exactly. Just having to kill your son. That's how much God loved us. He sent his only son. What? I guess God is just one parent, one kid. He never wanted a daughter. He was like, this is enough. Well, who's God's wife? Who's Jesus' mom? But God sent his only son to die for us. And we're kind of guilted into, yeah, wow. That would be tough. You know, would I send my son to die? I'd have to really love those other people a lot to send my son somewhere to die. That makes no sense. But that's what they focus on, because they don't want to focus on, hey, no sex before marriage. I know you want to. That's why you should better get married when you're 18. You think your grandma waited until her 40s? You know? Oh no, I want to have my fun first. Yeah, well, don't do that. It's bad for your soul. Hey, I'm going to drink 12 beers. No, don't do that. Jesus did. No, he didn't. Quit lying. Hey, man, we're going to the Mars. Nope, you know you didn't. Quit your lying. Columbus discovered America. Yeah. Namino Eya. I am well. Yeah, the butterfly. Wamengwa. I mean, there's a lot of Indian people will talk about having transformations too, just like Christians. A lot of these sweat lodge guys, if you meet a kind of a hardcore medicine man, they love to tell the story of before they found the red road. Oh, I used to be a hopeless alcoholic. I was homeless, living under a bridge. I was drinking mouthwash for happy hour. Yep. Starting to get noisy outside. But and then, you know, they went on a sweat, they had a vision or something. God spoke to them, had a big dream. You know, those are all that's Christian too, you know. I think that first angel that came to Mary was in a dream. You know. But some people find the red road after being transformed, like having enlightenment or waking up. What Buddhists would call becoming enlightened. I wonder if a Buddhist would recognize enlightenment in a Christian, though. That might be a spell, too. Anin, OJIBWE, how are you? Ani neji bamarizian wini mushain.
Namito Eya. Ani Neshi Pamadizian, sweetie.
Oh, I am well. Miigwech. How are you? How are you guys? Let's take a minute. One lousy minute. Just stop for a second. Hold the phone. How are you? How's your body? I mean, how's your health? How is your physical life? How is your mental life? What's going on in your head? What are the things you choose to think about? You know, just look back on last week. What percentage of time did you think about, you know, the world's going crazy? You know. In the last 5 years, how much time did you spend thinking about Donald Trump? Whatever. How's your mind? And then, how are your emotions? What kind of emotions do you have? Are you all crabby and aggressive like me? Are you always trying to instigate some sort of argument with some sort of, you know, hypothetical person? You know, or are you peaceful and grateful? Are you creative? That's not emotional. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you grieving? Are you excited? Oh, what are your emotions? Just be aware of it. And then spiritually. These are just the 4 quadrants of the medicine wheel.
Yeah, I know.
How is your spiritual life? Do you pray? Did you just take a minute this morning and get on your knees? And whatever your prayer is, take out some tobacco, smudge down. Say the Lord's Prayer. Do what you have to. Or is your life just material? Is it just money? Did you check your bank account 3 times an hour? Are you shopping online? Oh, if I can just buy a new outfit, then I'll be happy. You know, where did you go and walk in the woods? Did you play a song on the piano? What else is spiritual? What's something else you can do that's spiritual, sweetie?
You can sing, you can go for a walk, you can dance.
Yeah, kind of. I think I'm done with dancing.
What do you mean?
Anytime you see like some sort of art-funded project in a city, it's people dancing. And dancing is so stupid.
You mean like when there's a whole group of people doing the same thing?
Yeah, it's all tweaking and it's just dumb. I'm done. I don't think dancing should be counted in the arts anymore.
What about ballet?
Well, you kind of want to give ballet a pass. But when's the last time you actually saw a proper ballet dance?
Years.
Yeah. So, what's your spiritual life like, you know? Are you connected to the Great Spirit? Do you pray? Are you in touch with the ancestors? Call yourself a traditional, you know? Are you putting out some tobacco and, you know, speaking to your ancestors? They're probably listening. Do you once in a while say, hey, Grandma, I'm doing all right. I'm getting fatter by the day. I'll probably see you sooner than later. All right. So, having said that, sweetie, you want to get up here and say hello to the people?
Sure.
All right, you guys, I'm going to mahjong. I'm going to hit the road, Jack. I'm never coming back. I've had it. I've had it with these people.
You've had it with the BOOZHOO crew?
Yeah. Always interrupting me. You know, I can't get a word in edgewise.
You do nothing but talk the whole time.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know why I flew off the handle like that. See, that's my emotions. I got to get in touch with my spiritual side because that's affecting my emotions, which is affecting my mindset, which is affecting my health. Okay. Hey, Jessica says there's an anime called Saint Young Men about Jesus and Buddha just living normal life in Japan. Maybe Michael should check it out. It's kind of funny. Check out a Jesus and Buddha anime, Saint Young Men. Saint Young Man. Jessica says, you can dance if you wanna. You can leave your friends behind. 'Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. You say, you can dance
And sing!
That's right. All right. Sweetie, would you mind teleporting me away? Far, 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 far away.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to teleport you to... Where do you want to go?
Oh, if I could go anywhere. Will you teleport me to 1985, the Gullies, sometime in June? Me and the boys are probably down there drinking beer by a fire.
Okay.
All right, you guys. I will see you again. GOFUNDME. Nanawa.
And there he goes. All right. Well, I'm just going to step right up and walk over and say hello to the BOOZHOO crew. Because, why not? And, whoop, I forgot to put on my headset. I better go over here and grab my headset. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Put that on. Clear my throat. And, better do just a real quick vocal exercise in case I sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yeah, pretty good. Not too bad. Let me see what else. Stretch. Okay. Now for the getting on camera ritual. Just like this little camera. Put on my makeup. Put on some blush. All right. Stare at my reflection. You can do this, girl. You're good enough. You're smart enough. And doggone it. Al Franken lost his job. Okay. Hey, you know what would save a lot of time? I'm just going to teleport there because I don't feel like walking. Okay, teleporting. BOOZHOO! That saved a lot of time. I could have walked here, but I was just sitting, literally 3-4 feet away. But then I thought, why? Why, when we have this perfectly good transporter, I could just transport myself, Hola! NANABOOZHOO! Hey, BOOZHOO! Welcome back to the show. Welcome to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, Niman Wyndham, Omanungum. Yeah. Anin, OJIBWE. How are you? Namino Aya. I am well. Migazi is an eagle. Mamengwa is a butterfly. And we haven't done. And I would play off of NANABOOZHOO if I didn't transport him far away to places unknown. I haven't done a phone call. I should call somebody. Who should I call? Should I call George Bush? Holy man, it's already 9:30? What time did we start? I think the show's over. Alright, we gotta get out of here, you guys. I wouldn't have to, but... So, yeah. My 2 cents on the whole Jesus thing is, who knows? If it's important to understand, I think I'll figure it out. Without NANABOOZHOO here, there's no one to ask questions to. I just noticed. I don't think I could ever do this show just on my own.
What are you talking about, sweetie?
Oh, hi! What are you doing back here?
Well, you teleported me to the kitchen, so I just grabbed another cup of coffee.
Oh, cool. I was just talking to these guys about, nothing. But I just realized it's already 9:33. We didn't start at 8:30.
We started like at 8:20 or something.
So it's over an hour already?
Yep. You want to just say goodbye and head out?
Yeah, okay. Well, you guys, just want to say, miigwech bisandawieg. Thank you for listening to this guy, especially.
Yeah, miigwech.
And we'll be back tomorrow morning. we didn't really. Who cares? We should get back on Facebook too. Is there some way we could post on the BOOZHOO crew page, Jesse? I guess Michael, you want to check that out? Yeah, I'll figure it out. Okay. We're going to do a Facebook live stream probably this afternoon. So make sure you keep Facebook on. I don't care if you're at work. Never get off Facebook. It's our lifeblood, you guys. All right. Well, hey, guys. Thank you for watching. Miigwech gana wabi egg. BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, Neiman Wayndam, Omanungum. Yeah. I will see you again. My name is Natasha. Natasha Nundusha Nakaz. This is NANABOOZHOO. NANABOOZHOO away.
BOOZHOO.
And I will see you again. Gigawabamin Minawa. Hawa. All right. And wait, we got outro music. Gigawabamin. Bamapi.